take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby, so take it along.
Matt comes in, as we mentioned, in the blue lane, the number 1 seed. Riley comes in the number 10 seed out of the red lane. And, boy, that airmail there just in that little warm-up toss was with authority, as was that one.
And it doesn't touch any wood. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Matt is ranked number 1 in the ACO right now.
In the ACO
Yeah.
currently? All right, well, I will look to the truck to confirm that for
verify
us, and
that
we'll
for
find
me.
out.
I'm probably 99% sure I saw that the other day. Look at Riley, he's just throwing airmail after airmail on the warm-ups. Whoop, another one.
Uh-huh.
And Matt says, if you can do it, I can almost do it.
Somebody asked how much Spencer Garner came in juniors. I want to say
He was third.
Was he third?
Finished third.
He
Yes,
finished
sir.
third. That's right. He did finish third. Look at that.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it is amazing to watch guys just step up and casually throw that way, male, female, or otherwise. But
It's the guys that show very little effort throwing the bags that are usually the successful ones.
all right, lane to lane.
Yep, there we go.
It's time.
Bring it, baby.
All right,
Here we
it
go.
is time to bring it. This is going to be to determine who makes it out of Bracket A in the American Cornhole Organization Las Vegas Major Championship Singles Bracket. 2 purple jerseys stand shoulder to shoulder. It's Riley Brewster, Matt Gammon. Matt, who just took down Doug Parker here on center court to work his way in. Matt has to double dip Riley to get out of Bracket A, and then later on in Bracket B in the King's seat, it'll be Matt Cummings here in just a few here on center court.
Yeah, this is probably a little airmail by Riley. Boom.
Oh, and he does, and it's an airmail
Good
drag. He's able
night.
to grab that other bag and pull it with, as if to say, you know what, I was working it psychologically over there in that chair. I didn't need to be swinging my arm. I knew exactly what it was capable of doing.
Guess what he was doing? He was proving me wrong.
Yes, he was. Well, at least there in one of the early frames. That is true and to be sure.
Yeah. That was a nice shot.
It really was. And you knew it was coming.
Yeah, I pointed it out to you. I
did.
touched you on the leg. And I said, hey, watch this. Man. And losing the juniors championship last night did not affect this kid at all, because
Not
he
in the least.
came back with a vengeance in the singles.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, but other than the pace of the match, this has very much a seniors vibe
Yeah, it does.
to it, based on the fact that it's 8-bagger, 8-bagger,
Eight bagger.
7-bag, 8-bag.
Except they're taking
The pace of play, certainly, because you've got a couple of younger players. And I don't know how old Matt is. I think Riley is 14.
14, I think.
I think Matt is probably
20s,
in his
maybe?
late 20s,
Yeah.
early 30s.
If we can get Todd to help us out online there, maybe so.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind posting a photo of his birth certificate online, that'd be great.
And the Grasshopper was trying for a big push right there. And now he's left the door open for Matt to scratch.
Oh, boy, up
Beautiful.
and over. That's nicely done. What an airmail.
Yeah.
How about that?
And these guys have the confidence to throw that at any time.
Now look at this. He's built the little Bermuda Triangle up and over. Boom. Oh, boy, he did him a favor there,
He did.
did Matt.
Matt went for the 6th spot where he could have just laid up and got 4. You know what he did? He got just a little bit greedy. Yeah,
yeah.
a little bit greedy.
No, but he's going to go ahead and square things up there at 2. All All right, Matt's 23 according to sources.
Yeah, I thought I called it.
A lot of other guesses. We should have played How Old is Matt Gammon Bingo.
There you go.
We've had 24, 25, 28. I don't think this is nice. Someone said early to mid 60s. I don't think that's cool
You're talking about me.
whatsoever. Again, good to have Paula Stevens on board. She and Jack watching from the East Coast, where we know I'm not really good at math, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's around 11 o'clock East Coast.
That's a little late for Paula and Jack, huh?
I'll tell you what, I think they may be a little more party animals than we've even suspected, even when we've traveled with them.
You know, Jack and Paula were doing that big blindfold challenge, and Paula said, Jack likes to wear that blindfold, so a little late night blindfolded of Jack, maybe, huh?
Well, speaking of that, we have what we call the Hampton Farms Big Blindfold Challenge. They are our sponsors for the Big Blind Draw tournament, each of our majors, but the Big Blindfold Challenge is exactly what you think it is. And when we take a break at some point here this evening on the broadcast, we will come back and we will start with that. Somebody has an opportunity to grab cash straight out of Frank Gear's pocket, thanks to our friends at Hampton Farms. Last night, who was it that took it last night? Was it Clint? Clint Trujillo?
Yeah, that's who it was.
Ended up taking it out over your buddy.
AP Pets.
Over AP. So these guys go ahead and put everything down below, almost as if they're ready to pack it up and go home. But
it's like
nonplussed either one.
We've been going on for a while here, and we're knotted at 2.
And again, based on this, all the characteristics of a seniors match. This has a T-bone written all over it right here.
Does.
But we find ourselves at center court. It is the Westgate Casino Resort and Spa, the home of the Las Vegas Major and the home of the World Championships here just a couple of years ago. Thrilled to have folks from east and west of the Rockies here competing in what has been a great tournament all weekend long, all day yesterday into the evening, all day today, and well into the evening as well. You can probably hear some of it in the background. There's that low,
he tried
hard
to do the roll.
He tried to get it up and over. There's not a lot of real estate, and Todd's going to, Matt's going to go down and take a look and see exactly how much space he's got. He's probably got half a hole on the backside.
He didn't like it. I could see the look in his face. He did not like it.
Well, he didn't like much, honestly. Somebody could probably just walk up and hand him a stack of hundreds, and I think he'd probably have that same look on his face. Oh, he's going to lay it low and just let it sit. He's going to force Riley. You think Riley will try that roll shot again?
Might.
Try to roll it up and over?
You never know what this kid might try.
You really don't. You really don't. He stepped out just a half a way through the box, up and over. Oh, how about that?
But
what a shot. He takes
he
two.
He grabs 2 points out of that.
Yep.
And wow. 2
points, but again, a fearlessness in these juniors that is just, it is to be admired, and I hate their guts.
But you can get me out there playing against these kids, and I'm just cussing them under my breath.
Oh, man.
People think I'm an axe murderer or something.
They don't care. They don't care in the least.
Not at all.
We will if he ends up over here in the post-game interview. I want to know what's on those earbuds, what it is.
I'm definitely going to ask
That's
tonight.
That's a fantastic bag right there. It circled the drain and kind of hung up and then dropped down for emphasis.
Yeah.
And Riley does him a favor there, taking one off the back. Oh, and another one. How about that?
And Matt's feeling it with that airmail.
Going to come in on the backside there, and that one just had a mind of its own.
He was trying to roll that back.
Oh, and he gets another one up and over the top.
But the first major move right there in this match.
That's going to be a 5 spot there, and he walked. He did. He started walking to collect his bags like somebody had just stabbed him in the back of the leg. He's got to enjoy some of this at some point, doesn't he? Come on, Todd.
Matt.
No, but I'm saying, come on, Todd. I said, if you're watching, Todd, and I know you are, you need to get into his head and tell him to have some fun.
Do you think he smiles when he opens his Christmas gifts? I just want to know.
Oh man.
You know, Finn, we have some good times when we're out here sometimes. Look at that bag. Oh, I thought that was going to be the one he got around.
This is just going to be kind of a give and take right here, I do believe, unless he just gets all bunched up and forms that laundry basket. Wow, that's nicely cleaned up there on the right. So he actually did Matt a favor there, opening up the right side of the hole. He's going to come in and, well, that's interesting.
And right now, Riley's showing one. Let's see if he goes over these bags or tries to roll them.
He's got the grip. He's got it laid out flat. Oh, and he's going to shoot the airmail. Nicely done there. That was very, very well done.
That is a swish. Nothing but the net.
Very good. So 8-7, and the lead changes again. Riley takes that first bag back out of the red lane. He is the number 10 seed. Matt Gammon is the number 1 seed. Out of the blue lane, you'll see the higher seed always running out of the blue lane here on the ACO center court there. And the pitch pads will help you determine red and blue. Nice blocker bag right there.
No. And these guys are fearless right now.
They really are. And I recall, I don't know, was it Augusta or where were we when we learned about the piggyback shot from Todd
We were in
Gammon?
Bradenton, Florida.
Was that Bradenton
yes,
where he was
sir.
talking about that piggyback shot? I had never seen that shot. He said people kept asking him if that was a fluke, and he said, well, if I keep doing it, it's not a fluke. I know what I'm doing, and he named it.
Yeah.
So when it's got a name, you know he knows what he's doing.
I told you I spent time with Matt today, and he told me, he said, I just want him to shoot the regular airmail, and he drugged it in to win.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. All right, there's a couple giving back now. You had a 3 spot to Riley Brewster, so that's going to be a dozen on 7 right there.
Yeah, and you know, one game, and Riley Brewster is going to the championship.
Championship of the singles.
Absolutely.
14 years of age out of the juniors division. He's still got 3.5 some years to play in the juniors division and still being able to play in singles as well.
You know, think about this. Spencer Garner took down the Owensboro Major. This could be the year of the juniors.
We could very well be crowning a king
Absolutely.
or queen of cornhole out of the juniors division. Last year it was Gary Ferguson, Fergie out of Tennessee, and you know, he has enjoyed every minute of his reign, to be sure. That's a
good
great
shot.
bag. What a shot right there. That is a heavy push that cleans up both of those. Now, Riley comes in low and hard, but he's going to go up and over that time. And, we tried to get the airmail drag.
It's going.
It's going to
go. It's
go.
going.
I thought he might kind of go in low and push, but, yeah, that one had set itself up. Oh,
Hey, look at that.
Oh, Matt.
1 point for Riley. You know, if you got a question, you know, if we have a junior win, will we call him the teen of cornhole?
He will still be the king, or she would still be the queen, absolutely.
But we could call him the teen of cornhole, right?
I don't know that they would find that all that respectful, to be honest with you. For a period of time, I was considered the ACO jester when we were full-on king and queen each year, but now our singles champion will either be the king or the queen because we don't crown a champion in each division specifically as king or queen. We do have a women's division, and then we have our singles. So do we break out the pink queen's robe and crown this year for the first time ever and
We
crown
could.
a singles queen of cornhole, or will it be perhaps a prince or princess or teen of cornhole, as you said?
Amber Fretwell. So maybe she could take it down. One of the kitty girls.
No question.
Yeah, they could take it down.
Absolutely. These guys exchange the tater, work their way back toward the scoreboard, post a couple there. That's going to give Matt an opportunity to cut into that lead. He picked up a 5 spot there, so that's going to make it 13-12. A little bit more palatable for Matt Gammon.
And there's some people having a good time here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
There's no question. No question. The ice-cold beers were flowing this morning when I walked in here, and bags started flying at 9 a.m., and I don't know that I've looked over there and seen they're not a line at the bar. So if there are things that you know you can count on, death, taxes, and a line at the bar at an ACO event.
That's right. There's several places they've ran out of beer.
It's happened before. Yeah. It's not going to happen in Las Vegas, I bet you.
No, sir.
Nice bags there. Oh, boy. And I thought that was going to hit and spin right in, but sometimes there is an uh-oh magnet in some of those misplaced bags.
We're 13-12. What a match. And this has been going on for a while now.
It really has. This game has probably been the longest game. This is one of those where it's been going on so long. My watch just told me to get up and walk around.
Yeah. You have a watch that does that.
It does.
I need to get one.
If I've been sitting too long, it buzzes my wrist and says, get off your hind end. Paula Stevens, a senior woman, could be the singles champion of cornhole as well in the ACO. And if it's going to be anybody, we're going to go ahead and say it's you. All right?
That's right.
You might already be our queen of cornhole, no matter what.
She's my queen of cornhole anyway. I'll tell you that right now.
And I'll tell you what, but she and Tammy Williams out of the SVC.
There's another one that could be.
Absolutely. We have so many great competitors and just great people in the ACO family. And if you want to be part of it, AmericanCornhole.com has all the information you need to know about how to get involved. It's nicely done there, but
I see no reason for Riley to shoot that. He gave up 2. He could have put it on the board.
And I thought it was an optical illusion.
It
was an optical illusion. I mean, I thought he pulled his bag in, but he actually gave Matt one and left his sit outside. The opportunity to join a group or become a certified official, be part of the ACO family, we'd love to have you as part of it. You could end up here on center court and be a new face.
Wearing one of those purple jerseys?
A new name. We'd love to see you out here, absolutely. All right, so we haven't seen as many of those low, real power push shots from Riley like we saw with he and Lane last night.
Right.
I mean, we saw Lane Cruz throw a couple of airmails that never got 3 feet off the ground. And we saw one of those. He tried one of those in the earlier game, and it almost put a hole in the backdrop behind the.
That's true.
Behind the.
You're talking about people getting out. We know there's some hidden gems out there playing in the backyard, playing at tailgates that are really good. Man, go out and find you one of these tournaments and.
Absolutely. Find a regional. There's 500 regionals around the country every month. There's no reason you can't find one to compete. We got an old friend, well, a friend for a long time. Andrea's checking everything out. We're glad to have you on. Tell our boy we said hello.
Yeah.
Andrea, if you would. Some good stuff right here. 14-13, another lead change. We haven't even counted the lead changes like they have been with the NCAA tournament, but we probably should. We might have run out of paper, to be honest with you. There's a low hard bag. That's a nice pickup right there, that hard push.
And we're probably fixing to have another lead change.
It looks that way because that bag to the 3 o'clock position is.
Oh, and he let it get away. That's 4 points he's let get away on the last bag.
Uh-oh, and this is the first time I've seen him spin around and start talking to himself. This one might actually have left a mark.
And he was walking as slow down there after that one as Terry T-Bone Dawson. And everybody that knows him knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, the pace, the T-Bone pace is of one of a kind.
It is.
Scott Burridge is the most recent to check in, says, let's go, Grasshopper. And if anybody knows why he's called the Grasshopper, it's Scotty Burridge.
He gave him the nickname. We just heard that story just right before we started here.
Yes, we did. It was a great story. Yeah. Patience, Grasshopper.
Yeah.
Patience.
And he told April Clemens that that's why he's in the King seat. He's patient.
He had patience.
Airmail.
Up and over. Ooh. Oh, how about that? What a shot.
Oh, man.
Really nicely done. And we saw a lot of that during the warm-up tosses that these guys, boy, he was very close to being able to roll that one over and pull one in behind it. And just going to stack them up and happy to take a couple there.
There's the lead change.
There it is.
15-14, and they are slowly climbing up the ladder.
Yeah, they are. And this game feels like it's been going on since yesterday.
That's a good analogy.
It has been very deliberate, but
it's been a great match. It's been some great shots.
Really good shot making.
They're liable to throw 8 bags in the hole, and the next time block and shoot airmails. It's just something different every round.
And I know there's no such thing as this at this level, but there almost seems to have been some accidental defense played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there have been a couple of mistakes that weren't capitalized upon, but so what I call accidental defense seems to be in effect. Now, Matt steps out to the left. He's going to take advantage of that middle of the hole that's open. Now, Riley, he's got room. No, he's not going to be able to.
I think Matt stepped out. He tried to push that right bag a little bit out of the way, and that hung up. But guess what we got?
I know, another lead change.
Another lead change.
Nobody seems to want to keep that first bag, which is what you get with the score. You get to take that lead bag.
Whoever ends up 19-18, that 18 person's in trouble because they're going up 2 at a time.
2 at a time. Now, again, Riley needs to be double-dipped by Matt to emerge from bracket A and make their way into the singles championship tonight here in Las Vegas. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. Glad to be here bringing you all of the action with Philip Barnett, the Mississippi Ninja. And I'll tell you, it's good to have a pro sitting next to me who's played against so many of these players, because not only do you know what it is they're doing with the bag, but you know what's going on in between their ear balls, which is huge as well. So it's always good to get that kind of additional perspective. And I'll tell you something, the Westgate, known for its service, it just keeps getting better and better.
It does. Thank you, Westgate.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so.
And Matt got to that magic 18.
He did. 18-15, number 1 seed out of the blue lane, Matt Gammon. Riley Brewster out of the red, the number 10. Holding the king seat again, has to be beaten twice to get out of the A bracket final.
Matt trying to throw a little get around back there. A little different flight.
A little bit of a cleanup right there.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest with you, having this game take as long as it has is going to help us, because that's going to accelerate the matches afterward, because we've still got a lot of competition going on in this room. And there are a lot of matches still to be had. So it's good stuff. So it's going to be 2 to Riley right there. So he's going to inch a little bit closer to that 18. 21 obviously is where we're going. 3 points in the hole, 1 point on the board, elimination scoring. It's really that simple. You've played in the backyard. Maybe you've played correctly, maybe not. The official rules, the official court setup, everything you need to know is available for you at AmericanCornhole.com. And it is a professional sport because the ACO said it was a professional sport in 2005, except no substitutes or imitations. And just as we discussed the methodical play by both players, Riley leaves one just a little bit.
That's the second time I've seen the cross fingers.
There's a couple sets of cross fingers right there as well. You're exactly right. 20-17. I'll tell you something. Center court has become its own magnet.
Yeah.
For competition, and you would expect it, and we have delivered it, and not just this weekend, Philip. Every single weekend we are out, these games have been nail biters.
Man, every one of them. We get no blowouts. We always get the best of the best. The best, the best they have to offer comes out on center court. And there, we may be going to game 2. Because Riley just left one out of play. All Matt needs to do is kind of bump this bag in.
That'll move us on to game 2, and that comes in low flat.
And he left that other one dead center. Really nothing Grasshopper can do right
Nothing
here.
he can do. He's just going to go in and try to blast them all out, and he does, and that's going to do it. That's going to take game 1, 21-17 in favor of Matt Gammon. He takes game 1. Now he's got to do it again.
Yeah, so we get game 2.
Game 2. Riley Brewster's going to have to take this one now to move out of the A bracket and into the finals for the singles championship here in Las Vegas. But if Matt's able to pull it off, you guys can fire when ready.
You might need to tap that watch.
We're
going again.
Yeah, if we go again, we may only have bracket A and part of bracket B done by the time we end up off the air tonight.
But we've seen some great action.
Yeah, we really have some great shot making right there. Okay, now
you know what I'm going to blame it on if Matt ends up winning this game, right?
No, I do not.
Oh, yes, you do. Man. You know, you can throw loose when you have that game behind you.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Riley, well, but honestly, he doesn't have that out of his system by now. That's a huge.
That's a 9 spot to start the game.
That is a huge hole for him to have to overcome right out of the chute.
It took us 45 minutes to get to 9 a minute ago.
That's exactly right. And that is an early whipping delivered by Matt Gammon in the very first frame of the second game, the game that's going to need to be taken by
the number 1 ranked player. It's showing why he's the number 1 ranked player right now.
Yeah, taken by Matt Gammon. Now, I would tell you we've seen Riley pull off some great shots.
We have.
A 9-point round is not something we've seen a lot on this court ever. So right there, Matt has opened up the door at least. Oh, boy, and he's not able to do it. I mean, he picks up the 4, but he's not able to take full advantage there. Although I guess if both of those had gone in, it would have ultimately been
still 4.
the same deal. Yeah. So he just played it. He played it as close to the vest as he could, and 9-4 looks a lot better than 9-0.
I like to see Riley has to adjust his hair between every round. I think I'd just go get mine cut.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case. We saw Lane Cruz last night. I think we checked our stats, blew his hair out of his eyes 19 times.
Absolutely.
over the course of the evening. And those are the kind of stats I love to keep track of, because
That's right.
someday they'll want to tell their children about those
That's
stats.
right. I used to have hair. And to my grandkid that might be out there watching, I used to have hair.
All right, so
Yes,
an
there you
8-bagger
go.
gets everybody back on track. And you almost feel like maybe that right there was a little bit of a game reset. So they're going to
I
adjust
think
that
so.
pitch pad, move the board back to straighten it out to their liking. 27 feet nose to nose on those boards. That's the official distance between two cornhole sets for a professional match. Riley is going to hold on to that first bag after posting that 4 spot, and he's going to lay a nice blocker up dead center. That
Both
bag's
these
ready
guys,
to go.
when they're on, they are dead center. So I mentioned when Matt was playing Parker, he didn't give Parker any opportunities
No, he
hardly
really
to
didn't.
score. And he tried to get around bag.
A little bit unfortunate there. That's a nice bag. And that
Ooh,
was
and he left his blocker in place.
a double piggyback right there, and that's
Yep.
just cleaned up there by Riley very nicely. Now he'll be lucky to keep the damage of this if he keeps that bag on the board. But
Yep.
there was a good chance that could have gone off for the 3, but he's just going to yield the 2. Todd Gammon throwing out the hell yeah for Matt early on that 9 spot right there.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Oh, love to have all of you on board. We're thrilled to have you. No matter where it is you are consuming, we are happy to be serving right here on Center Court. American Cornhole Organization, it is the Las Vegas Major. We are working our way towards a singles champion and another purple jersey. These guys would obviously be adding to their collection,
Yes, sir.
having won championships in a division during one of our majors during the course of season 16.
Nice bag there. And good job by
Just-
Matt.
Everything just kind of dripping into the hole, but again, doesn't seem happy. Even that 9-0, he walked down there like somebody just
Yeah,
told
very
him he
nice
smelled
cleanup.
bad. Yeah, all
I
right.
think he
there,
got
doggy.
2, and I don't understand why he's upset about that. I thought that was a nice shot to
don't
get
know.
to.
Riley offered the tater, got the
Yeah.
tater, offered a second tater,
Yeah,
and he
he
was
thought-
denied.
Must have just whiffed on that first
It
one.
was a whiff. All right, there's Frank Gears, our lead official this evening, out there readjusting to make sure everything is where it needs to be. He's going to go down and make
And
a
he's
similar
hustling,
adjustment.
man.
He really is. This is the fastest we've seen him
Yeah.
move since they told him his dinner was ready.
What's that nice new ACO shirt he's got on, the
Yes.
American flag?
He's got some brand new gear that we've been sporting out here in Vegas. A lot of cool stuff that Sin City has worked up.
People are going to really like those when they see them. Get them online, wherever you can.
All right, so Riley's going to lay low right, and I don't know if he's going to be able to pick that
Oh.
up. That is brutal right there. Just so slick and right. It was almost as if there was Plex on top of the hole.
Yeah.
But nonplussed, he goes in hard to try to push that one back into play, and unfortunately now he's going to
This is going to be a bad
have
round
another
for
big
Riley.
frame give up points on this one too. Oh, boy.
This could be put Matt at 20 if he goes in.
if he goes in.
And he
And when he
does,
goes
and
in.
that's 9 more.
Another.
That's 2 9 spots he's given up. And he gave up that because he tried to get that bag hanging off to the right there with every shot. And sometimes it's better to just
Forget about it. Put on
hey,
your
just
blinders.
leave that bag. That's right. And it's 20-6. Matt, who if he wins this one will go on to play for the major championship.
Yes, he will. And coming out of bracket B, Matt Cummings is going to be awaiting the winner of the semifinal in the elimination bracket of bracket B, and we'll have that action for you here in just a moment.
And Matt did
Don't
not
mean to
like that.
Get ahead of myself here, and I don't want to count Riley out of that.
No.
That's the up and over, and takes a couple with, but he's leaving a couple of bags as a challenge to himself, to be sure. So Matt's going to come in and do him a little bit of a favor there. So he's going to come in. Oh, how about that?
That was a nice shot.
That's a really
Don't
good
count
shot.
the kid out. I'm not counting him out at 20-8.
That's a really, really good shot right there.
But you can tell he is in his own head right now because
No.
he's gone back to that T-bone walk.
But you know what's crazy? He didn't overthink it. He knew
No,
he had to do it. He
he
kind of
just
threw
did
it
it.
as if, hey,
Yeah.
if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it is what it is. And you see Lane sitting outside of center court right now. He's kind of eyeballing one of his buddies, but one of his nemesis
One
in
thing-
the juniors division. That's a good first bag.
That's
I'm sure that puts him at ease.
That's one thing about this junior division. When you go to these major championship, the juniors are all hanging out together. They're all throwing together, and they're all friends.
Well, there's a low block there by Riley, and that up and over bag was nice. He's going to do that hard push, yep.
And he's had trouble pushing those bags, and that's how he got himself in trouble to start the round.
Yep. All right, well, that's clean right there. Is this going to do it?
Yeah.
All right, that's going to be the
No,
wash that was necessary.
Wash,
yeah, I was just going to say, is this going to be the one that allows Riley to fight another frame, and he'll take that wash, I'm sure, at this point. But
yes, sir.
I'm sure he would have loved to have grabbed
You got
a couple of points out of
those
that.
when you're down 20-8. Take everything you can get. Because you know you can't make any mistakes. Matt goes up
and
a
over.
little long.
Boy, and that's a chance he can afford to take right now. But
Right
Riley's
now.
bag there at the 7 o'clock position is just a bump away, and there it was. Unfortunately, though, I don't think that bag at the 9 o'clock is going to be gettable. So
No.
Matt with the bag
Matt
off the
cleans
back,
up.
though.
Oh, and Matt can go in for the win right here. Let's see if he crosses his fingers over here. Oh, Matt's got to do it, slide in for the win, and he does. Yes,
it,
sir.
and that's going to do it. Well, how about that? That's going to bring us a new Bracket A champion, and that could be our singles champion. How about that?
Absolutely.
Matt Gammon, he is going to join us here after we wrap things up as they pick up their bags and they work their way over here to the booth. But I'll tell you something, that was not something that Riley was expecting.
No.
So we're going to see if we can get a hold of Matt.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get a little insight from him out of Bracket A as we work our way towards Bracket B. And this is going to be a long evening of really good gamesmanship. You see Bob Heil, a familiar face
coming
here
up on
center court. Good to have him. We'll have Matt, if you would, just step in here and join us. Boy, I'll tell you what, that was very workmanlike, and it was not easy, but it was very well done.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be tough coming in. He got me in the winners final, and that's the first time I'd ever seen him play, so I didn't really know his game. But after that, I played him in the winners final. I kind of started getting him down a little bit, and I got lucky. He missed a couple chances, and I was able to take advantage of him.
All right, so I guess the question that we want to ask is, and Philip alluded to it, there wasn't one single thing that you did, even 2 9 spots in that last game, that seemed to make you happy. What is it that makes you smile? Is it, I don't know, is it laughing gas at the dentist, or is there anything? Because you didn't seem happy with anything you did.
It was just nice to finally get a lead. I played tough people all day. I feel like I've had one of the toughest roads today, the people I've played, but it's just nice to finally have a big lead. I've had close games all day long.
All right. Well, there's this fella, Todd Gammon, who's watching, and he was chiming in from home. There were a lot of let's goes. There were a lot of muscle emojis, a lot of good stuff, a lot of people in your corner. And but you know what? You really acquitted yourself beautifully. And I think you played Riley 21-20, didn't you? And that would put you into the elimination bracket?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. He got me in a close one. He threw really well. I just got lucky. I mean, he missed a couple shots he's been hitting all day.
Well, I tell you, we watched a lot of airmails being delivered just in the down and back and the warm-ups, and unless you've got anything else to do, I think let this guy go and celebrate. I don't know. How will you celebrate the getting out of Bracket A? Will you go throw some more bags to stay loose?
I may throw a little bit. It's still got another game, so no celebrating yet.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, you're going to get a chance to play for the Las Vegas Major Championship, so I know that's one of your big goals, and you've already won one this year.
I'll tell you what, purple looks good on you, brother.
Absolutely,
Appreciate it.
And to Todd, you know what, that I know that we can speak on his behalf, that all of that support means the world. And I'll tell you what, the piggyback shot, I didn't see you use it. I don't know if he allows you to use it or not, but you had a couple of 9 spots in that second game, and those were fantastic.
Those were nice,
so
too.
here's what we're going to do. We're going to let you go get ready for what you need to prep for to get into that singles final, and we are going to then go back to center court and find our way into the next one here.
ACO, we are Cornhole.